HTML, which means this is an HTML page. And the type, if we even head back to the inspection elements section, you see that this is now being formatted in a different way. We had the pre tag that was used to encapsulate this message, but we are now getting rid of that tag because we are telling the browser, we're explicitly telling the browser that you must accept or expect to receive HTML content from me. The server is telling that to the browser. Now you might be considering, or you might be wondering, why do we have this weird type of address that with numeric values? You might not have the knowledge of networking, but let me just give you a reminder that this is part of every website has got some sort of IP address. Even Google has that, Yahoo has that, Bing has that, Gmail, YouTube, just name any website. Every website has got that IP address. The reason why we are using this 127.0.0.1 is because this is a loopback address. Loopback means because both our browser is running alongside this server, which means our browser is on the same machine as the server. We are running the browser on our local machine, and we are also running this simple server on our local machine, on the same machine. That means our browser, whenever it requests the page, it needs to go back to the same local machine, which means it must look into the machine into the same machine. That's why it's using this loopback address. This is known as the loopback address, or it's essentially like telling, look into your same host machine. But if we had a different machine, which means if our server had a different machine in a remote location, like Google, if you type in www.google.com, now Google has their own data center or their own servers situated in USA, America, or you can specifically say that they're situated either, I guess, in California. So because the server is in a remote location, they won't have this loopback address. They will have their specified address. It will be a different address. But because our server is in the same machine as the browser, that's why we are using this loopback address, or our browser is going to look into the same machine using this address. Now this port provides a gateway. It provides a gateway to start, or it provides a window to start the communication in between the browser and the server. It's like a road. The port is acting like a road. The browser is sending this request object through this port or through this road, and the browser is also, the server is also sending this response object through this same road or this port 3000. That's why we have got something called server.listen 3000. We are listening, or we are initiating the process or the communication process through our port 3000. Now, as you can see clearly that our server is responding with the content type, with the header content type that has got the value of text/HTML, or it's telling the HTML page that you need to prepare yourself to explicitly receive an HTML page. So that's why we get a different look right now. Now you can even, do something like, Node is a very powerful platform and it's very flexible. So the reason why, sorry for that. I forgot to actually explain this end method. So let's head back to the browser. Now this keep alive connection. The keep alive connection is actually associated with this end method. How is it associated? Now, when you type in this address on your browser and you hit enter, it's initiating this response object, or in its own method, it's initiating the get method. So when you when the initiation process is started, it will keep on running, which means that tunnel will keep on, or the communication tunnel will be kept open until and unless the server essentially closes the communication terminal, or it actually closes all this connection successfully. This means that you must have a response.end method to tell the browser that I am done sending my page, or I'm done sending my message, and now you must close this communication terminal, or you must close this communication gateway. That's the essence of using, or that's the importance of using the end method. If you don't use this end method, then the connection will always be kept open. Your server, your browser will always have an open connection with your server, but you must close that connection with your browser, with your visitor's browser. The reason why I'm telling you that Node is very flexible, because end is something like, let me show you one thing. Let me erase this off. This will also work. Response write. Now you have got something like response.write. Now this is another method from the response object. Now if you omit this part like this, you comment this out, so it's no longer the part of the script, it's just a comment. So essentially our compiler is going to ignore this commented part. Now you have initiated a process. Your browser, your visitor's browser, has initiated a process.